I'm going to be baking Millie's cookies from the Millie's cookies recipe, and I've already preheated the oven to gas mark 4 or 180 degrees Celsius, and I have also added 125 grams of soft butter to the mix, and now I've just got to add 100 grams of brown sugar. Okay, so there's 100 grams of brown sugar. So just add that into the mix. Okay, so the next thing they say to add is 125 grams of caster sugar. So there's 125. Okay. So you just add that, and now it says to combine them to the point where they're creamed. So if you just go around like this, make sure nothing gets left. Once it looks creamed enough, you go on to the next step. So it says to add one egg that is slightly beaten. So I'm just gonna go get an egg. So that's out the way. So you got that. Just one medium-sized egg. As they say, lightly beaten. So I usually get a silver spoon and just like so. And then once it gets to that point, just get the mix again and just pour it in. And now I've got to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So I usually use the Madagascar vanilla, if that's how you pronounce it. So that should be enough. So you just add that. And now, got to mix these all in together, like so. Oh. These smell so nice already. So once that looks like that, so the lights, there you go. Once it looks like that, I usually just go straight in with the flour. So I get this again. Get my self-raising flour. I'll put a link in the description about where I got these from as well. This container for the self-raising flour. I also got one for rice and plain flour. Okay, so of the self-raising flour we need 225 grams. So I'm just gonna spoon it into the scale like so. Okay, so we just passed the 100 gram mark. Oh, getting messy. Nearly at the 200 gram mark now. Oh. Okay, so that's 225 grams of self-raising flour. And then you get your sieve. Okay, so move that out of the way. And then you bring your mix back over. I usually just place the sieve over the bowl and then dump the flour in. And then that's it for the scale for now. So that can go to the side. And then I lift this up and just pat it on its side so it can sieve through right onto the mix, like so. There you go. So sieve can go in the sink, needs to be washed. And then mix the flour in. And at this point I usually add the salt and the chocolate chips. So first I'm going to add half a teaspoon of salt. That should be enough. salt back. Mix it in a little bit. Now I use Morrison's chocolate chips. It says to add 200 grams, but it looks as if 100 grams of chocolate chips will be enough. So now everything's been added into the mix. You're just going to mix it all up. Combined everything together. Ready to make walnut sized balls to put on a tray, ready to go into the oven. Now at this point you may notice that it still looks a little bit wet, like the dough looks wet, like slightly wet. So what I usually do is I get my flour, my self-raising flour, and I usually get like a handful like that, and then I just sprinkle it over just so it is more dry. Put that back over there. Mix it all together. Hopefully it doesn't appear wet, like wetter. I started making Millie's cookies because I thought, you know, I love the cookies, you know, nice tasting. So I thought I'd Google the recipe, found it on BBC Food, and just started making it at home really. It still appears to be a bit wet, so I usually add as much flour as I can. So try and make it as less wet as possible. You know, so when you roll it into balls, it doesn't stick to your hands. So then get a silver spoon and just take off all of the excess mixture that's on the spoon, because it's getting a little bit tough to, you know, stir in the bowl. And keep on stirring until you see fit. And if you want to add some more flour, then do so. Okay, so that should be a good enough mix now to put in the oven. I'll just put the flour away and the sugar. Okay, so take off all of this from the spoon so you have a lot more to play with when you roll them into walnut sized balls. or any size. Okay, so that's like that. Put that in the sink ready for washed. Sprinkle a little bit of flour on here. Could be any type of flour. I've just used plain flour for that. Okay, so get some of your mix. Okay, I've just taken this amount from the mixture, and then there you go, and just roll it. Okay, so it should look something like that. If it doesn't, it doesn't matter. And then just keep on making a cookie dough balls. Just keep on doing this action. Okay, just roll it in the flour. You may hear my son in the background, he's sleeping. It's a bottle. So if I hurry with this, I'll be able to tend to him. Notice that it doesn't stick to your hand as much as well. So keep on doing that. Okay, so that's the first 6 ready to be placed into the oven. A bit too much. Go. There you go, rolled up my sleeves a bit more. It's super easy to make. As long as you got the correct ingredients. Flour all over me. Need to get some more flour on the wick, just because it's sticking to my hand. Should be enough. Make sure you wash your hands beforehand though, and make sure that everything that you use, equipment wise, is nice and clean. Okay, so we're nearly at the last cookie. So this is going to be the last cookie of the mix. So that's all done now. So this is the last 6 of the batch. Just put this in the oven. So in the meantime, I'll tidy up, I'll clean everything, clean all of this, and then in the next 10 to 15 minutes, or when the cookies are like golden brown, I'll take them out the oven and then show you guys the end result. Okay, so this is how the cookies should turn out from the mixture that we just did. You know, I usually leave it in the oven until it's like golden brown. You know, just so that I know it's properly done. There you go, and that's how you do Millie's cookies. I'll leave a link in the description to get the self-raising flour containers, everything like that. The person that makes them has a whole load of range, like a lot of range of things that you can use, including back to school things. So I'll leave a link to her little Facebook store thing in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment, and if you like stuff like this, like videos like this, I'll start making some more. Thank you.